Hey everyone. I haven't made a video in a really long time, but because of school and stuff, you know how it is. Sorry my voice is a little bit puberty sounding. I think I have a bit of a cold. But something recently came up that really caught my attention, and I think it's worth making a quick video about. Now, a few videos have been made already, and people have kind of been talking about it. But the WWE has a series, an internet series, you on YouTube, called "Are You Serious?" Now, at first glance, it looks like a mix between like Botchamania and Mystery Science Theater. Which I'm pretty fond of both. And generally, I like "Are You Serious?" Although there is a weird tone with them, consistently bashing WCW. And I understand that the company went down and that WWF slash WWE came out on top. I totally get that. You want to celebrate your win, whatever. It's annoying at times. I personally was not a WCW fan when it was on. Didn't really watch it. I was a huge Shawn Michaels Undertaker mark for a long time. I was only 10, during a lot of those years I was like 10 or 11 and 12, but and then actually when I was 10 we got banned from watching it, and this was like 99. Oh no, I was 12. Okay. Anyway, that's all beside the point. So anyway, Are You Serious? They have several episodes making fun of WCW. Totally fine. And I admit I haven't watched Raw in quite a few weeks. Unfortunately, I did watch it a couple weeks ago with all the BS with the general manager and Hornswoggle, and I mean that was awful. And I would say that that is as bad as anything WCW has done. But their most recent Are You Serious episode, it's episode 24, released on YouTube July 15th, 2012, and today is the 17th. They actually make fun of some of their wrestling fans. Now, generally, I've been a wrestling fan for well over 10 years. Probably, if I'm honest, about 15, 17 years of my life. I watched it on and off as a kid, watched it religiously for several years, took a big hiatus for various reasons, and been watching pretty consistently since um, I was like 17. So that itself was almost 10 years or 7 years ago. But so in this video, they make fun of the smart marks, and I'm using heavy quotation marks for that. Now, um, first of all, they call it the internet. First, they mention, I think, they mention the internet wrestling community as if we're some little conglomeration of trolls who criticize everything that happens in the WWE. Now, firstly, in some ways, that is a little true. I mean, the smarter fans, and most of us are indeed on the internet because this is the age of the internet. Everyone's there. Freaking like at least half of America, I think, literally is on Facebook. This is the age of the internet. A huge percentage of the world is too. But as far as watching pro wrestling goes, the WWE has a lot of younger fans who go on their site and talk about how much they love John Cena, and then they have a lot of older fans, most of which who complain when John Cena wins 50 matches in a row, goes undefeated for an entire year, wins the Money in the Bank match, wins the title about 15 times. I mean, we just have different palettes, so to speak. The younger fans are happy with that, the older fans are not. And unfortunately, a result of being older and more articulate and more able to form your own opinion, we tend to be vocal about these things. So we go to matches, we chant Cena sucks, we have message boards, we have forums, and we talk about what we don't like. WWE, it's called having an opinion, and your fans have always had an opinion. In fact, hypocritically, they encourage us in some ways to have an opinion. We go to shows, they're cheering, there are boos. They had that whole couple years ago for Cyber Sunday, where they encouraged us to vote for our favorite superstars. I mean, it was actually kind of cool in certain ways because they're like, make your voice heard. Now, again, in this climate in the WWE today, there's a good chance that are some of the older fans, of which I include myself in the IWC, and I consider myself kind of like a smart mark, I guess they would call me, because I know wrestling is not real, quote unquote. It is scripted. The endings are predetermined. I know all of that. Um, I still highly enjoy the product when it is enjoyable. It's like watching a movie or a play, or there are many analogies that one can make. I've heard some people call it a violent soap opera, which I'm quite fond of. But so yeah, I generally do have, I should say, several years ago, really liked WWE. It was exciting. I enjoyed the twists and turns, and I mean, I vividly remember how DX formed and Undertaker versus Kane, and the Lord of Darkness gimmick was actually one of the best things I'd ever seen. And then when Shawn Michaels was gone, Triple H did some cool things with DX, and got all militant, things like that. The Rock has always been pretty cool to me. Stone Cold is just amazing. He's just a badass. But so here in this Are You Serious episode 24, they make fun of the smarter fans, or should I say the ones who are more vocal about their like or dislike of the WWE. The puppet that they put up, his name is Mark, ha ha ha. Um, it's really kind of insulting in some ways. The puppet is, it's sort of that whole basement dweller, living with your parents stereotype. If I may say so, I do not live with my parents. I actually live in a pretty nice place, going to grad school, have a pretty nice job. I am, and I'm also female for one thing, and I'm not the smartest kid in the world, but not an idiot either, and I watch pro wrestling because I have fun watching it. And I think that all fans have a right to express their agreement or disagreement about the product. Now, some will argue, well, if you don't like it, don't watch. Um, in some ways, that is true. I have not watched in several months. Actually, it's almost like, I've watched on and off for years. I haven't watched consistently since about 2006. 2007, I started to fall off a little bit because of college and stuff. And but I still try to watch it every couple weeks to keep up with things. And 2008, I began to fall more and more behind, and since then, it's really been, spotty my watching. And I tuned in a couple weeks ago, and it's absolutely terrible, just terrible. I no longer buy pay-per-views. I did buy WrestleMania because of The Undertaker, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels, and I say that with complete honesty. They're the only reason I brought that pay-per-view. I was curious about Cena and The Rock, and I'm pleased with that ending. But I did not. I knew that match would not be on Cal. And also CM Punk and Jericho, I knew would be very good. I was just pissed at the WWE for not, building that up the way they should have. Like they should have hyped the heck out of that match, and they didn't. And it was a world title match. Oh, speaking of which, Sheamus's match against Daniel Bryan was it Daniel Bryan? Yeah, it was an absolute embarrassment. It was just embarrassing. But anyway, so the WWE is sending the message to both their younger and older viewers that if you have an opinion that basically says anything other than we love the crap that the WWE gives us, you're an idiot, you're a troll, you're a smart mark who has never stepped into the ring and therefore knows nothing, and we don't care what you think. And I was just watching another video, I think it was Wrestling Jesus who mentioned, it's like you go to McDonald's and you're like, you know, my my food is cold, and the employee flips you off and says "F you." It's like that's not how you treat your customers. In a way, we the fans are customers of the WWE. It's ridiculous, and I don't know. I was just watching the video and shaking my head because number one, the ones on the internet, we supported Are You Serious because we remember these moments they're talking about. I remember I just forgot his name, dancing down to the ring. The guy who looked kind of like he looked German, but yeah, like we remember these moments. We remember when RoboCop was on WCW. We remember that stupid coal miners club fiasco that kept popping up in various segments. We remember Sting's really colorful pants. We are the ones who relate to this show more so than say the younger audience or the more even sometimes the older but less opinionated and more mindless, more swallow everything they're given audience. We remember these moments. We made fun of them. I still remember when RoboCop. Again, I didn't watch religiously. I remember when Shockmaster fell through the wall, like stuff like that. It was hilarious. And by the way, that was a Botchamania WWE first. But it's just frustrating to support, a company that you've loved and supported for years. Have them say to your face, "We don't care what you think. We know you don't like the product. Screw you." And I realize in some ways by making this video I'm falling into the stereotype they put out in some ways, because yes, I am complaining about your product. I am complaining about what you put out, but it's because I actually do care about this company. I'd love to see the WWE do very well. I mean, heck, I went to a show less than a year ago, actually. It was in, what, 4 months ago in March, and I had a fairly good time. One of the matches was John Cena versus Mark Henry, and I think everyone in the audience had reason to complain about that one. The Rock coming down and bottoming Mark Henry actually saved that whole fiasco. And my brother and I were chanting, you both suck, because the match was actually pretty bad. Now, in Cena's defense, he was in a car accident, but even if he hadn't been that night, yeah, the match would have still been pretty bad. So, and as a wrestling fan, actually, just as a human being, I think we have the right to express our like and dislike about certain things. Now, obviously, there are lines when it comes to hate speech and being uninformed. I could talk about how awesome um, Sin Cara is, and in some ways he is, but he botches a heck of a lot. And I'm not going to watch his match and go, that guy's great, and he just totally fell on his face. But if I'm sitting there watching this really dumb storyline play out between the WWE champion, a diva, and two other guys who are pretty darn good in their own right, I think I have a right to complain about that. And talk about AJ and Kane and all CM Punk. Like that was I watched some of that and when it first was happening, and my jaw dropped at how stupid that was. I was like, this feels like a bad episode of SmackDown from like late 2008. Actually, it felt like the whole Vicky marrying Edge with Triple H sort of being involved somehow and Big Show, and it was really stupid. But the only thing that saved it were the personalities involved in some ways, because Edge is freaking hilarious. I'm actually a Triple H fan. I didn't appreciate Triple H puppet and Are You Serious making intimidating the fan, which as many people have pointed out is highly ironic with WWE's whole anti-bullying campaign, because they're actually really bullying the older fans. They're saying it's like when the kids bully a nerd in school and someone puts on these big square glasses and pinches their nose to have a really high voice. Well, in this case, they're dressing up a puppet in a shirt that says like "Save the Indies" or something like that. His name is Mark. He sounds slightly retarded, and Triple H puppet, or what the hell, Puppet H. His name. He says to him, you know, basically, we don't care and your opinion is invalid, and why did you say these things? And the fan gets scared at certain points and says, "Oh, I was just trolling," or I don't actually hate you. I was just trying to start a flame war." And that's really how they're presenting, some of their most loyal fans. It's almost like, I mean, it's really a slap in the face. They're spitting on us. It's like, screw you, because I've known that they don't really care about us. They throw us the older fans at us. They throw us little bones now and again, like, they'll let CM Punk be champion. Great. Let's bury him under a pile of crap storyline. They'll let someone unexpected win. Dolph Ziggler, I heard, won Money in the Bank a couple nights ago. Cool. Like, giving this guy a chance. Probably won't win, but guess who won the Raw Money in the Bank? It was Cena. It's the same old shit from literally 2006 when I started watching again. Same old shit. Um, and I don't often use that phrase, but with the WWE, I have used it a lot because it's the same thing over and over again. And so, just watching this, I'm highly annoyed. I know a lot of older fans are that they would so blatantly mock us, but I think it's just time to boycott or something. Like it's not worth it anymore. I'm not gonna sit there and waste 2 hours. I'm sorry, 3 hours on and watch a show from a company that clearly expresses dislike for us, even though heaven forbid we express our dislike for some of their things. 'Cause then we're the bad guys. So I'm more or less boycotting WWE at this point. Not saying that they care about that. Not saying that'll hurt their sales. But I think that if all of us fans who have an opinion, generally who are older fans, who remember times when wrestling was a lot more compelling and had really interesting characters and had much longer and more interesting matches, or you know what, even some people watched during the early 80s. I wasn't born then, like, 81, 82, 83, but even that had some interestingness. now we just have interestingness, is that a word? But now it's boring. And it's not because I've gotten older, because I can still appreciate a good match. See Triple H, Undertaker, and Shawn Michaels in Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. That was pretty darn good, and it was because of those men that it was good. And the match itself was good, and they told one heck of a story. So the WWE has not lost that ability. They just, I don't know what's wrong. I can offer solutions. I can offer theories, but ultimately, no one really knows why they kind of suck right now. Although I have to say, I am no Cena fan, and I don't pin it on him directly, but I pin it on the company putting so much on one person all the time. And it's so like if they don't have a plan, the belt goes to Cena. But generally, Cena is the plan, so the belt is just going to him. And if he's not, it's coming. You know, it's coming back to him. CM Punk has been a champion for a long time, and I was just waiting for the day when John Cena had another title match or WWE title match, yeah, because it's inevitable. It's like death. Cena having the title is like death. So, yeah, I just wanted to give a little rant because they just really shouldn't be allowed to get away with that. To mock some of their most loyal fans and elevate themselves ironically above a company destroyed when they're doing the same exact things that WCW did wrong. I mean, obviously, money wise, they're way good, and like they're good because, I mean, I hate to use the word sellout, but the WWE is like if it was a person, I'd call it a sellout. Now, the company has sold out in many ways since. I mean, gosh, you can pick different time periods. But I think the worst thing is that they've seemed to have sacrificed a good show for profit. And it's not that good shows don't get profit, but it's a lot easier to just make a good profit. Put on a crappy show, please a bunch of kids whose parents are going to buy them a bunch of merchandise. I mean, if they had great, consistent storytelling, I mean, look at the Attitude Era. Not saying that I want it. I know it'll never come back. We'll never have another Stone Cold. We'll never have another Rock. We'll never have another DX Army. You know, all that. We're never gonna have a mid-card or tag team division like we used to have. But that was good TV, and the ratings were huge. I mean, the whole ratings were. That was a big deal because both shows were good TV in many ways. WWE now is not good TV, and that's why their stuff is just down the tubes. Um, so I don't know. It's just really it's really frustrating to be a fan of the WWE and have them make fun of us and hold themselves to this really high pedestal and mock WCW. Don't even mention ECW. Actually resurrect it and kill it pretty violently, which is in the spirit, I guess, of it. But I mean, it's just ridiculous. And so I was enjoying some of the Are You Serious episodes. I will never watch it again. I will not watch any more of their WWE YouTube channel crap. I will never buy another pay-per-view from them, and I will probably not ever go to another show. Although, unless they can do great when they want to, but even then I'll be a little hesitant because I know they don't give a shit. So, WWE, thanks for that. Glad you put it out there, plain to see that you don't care. I hope that all your fans, the older fans, just kind of let you guys sink or swim. When your kid fans grow up and stop buying T-shirts, um, good luck. So yeah, good luck with all that. I doubt the WWE will. I honestly doubt they'll ever completely go down. But like they're not gonna fade because there's really no one to take their place at the moment. No offense, TNA, but you're just not there yet. Um, it's just annoying. So I just wanted to rant on that, and this was a super long rant. But the thing is, like, I just hate it when people do stuff like that. It's like having an opinion is suddenly bad. Oh wait, you can say that you love us, but if you don't like everything we do, you're an idiot, you're a troll, you're a troublemaker, get out. I mean, that's just the wrong attitude. No one succeeds with that attitude. And you can maybe win for a little while, but ultimately it catches up to you. So, screw you WWE. Screw you too, rather. And I will have fun pirating, well, not really pirating, but just watching older episodes that I have, you know, on my computer, obtained from the internet, of when you used to be good. So, yeah. Anyway, take care. Hopefully I'll make another actual video in the upcoming weeks. But, thanks for listening. And if you're a WWE fan, let them know how you feel. See ya. See ya.